gorgeous golden wedding anniversary card. I've got just the thing to make it with for you. We will be using the Elegant Sentiments Clear Stamp Set, the Romantic Edger, the Cape Daisy, we'll be cutting those out of vellum, from the Frames and Tags, the Madeline. We're also going to be using the number set from the Lowercase and Numbers Art Deco alphabet, and the Noble Collection Essential Size Rectangles. And I'm going to show you how you can change the size on that a little bit. We're also using vellum for our flowers, and going to be using some of the double-sided adhesive sheets. And I've also have some diamond sprinkles and some bright gold embossing powder that we've used. So I think I'll start with the essential sizes. I'm going to use the largest rectangle here. It's a pretty good size. Tape it into place. And I'll give you a quick measurement on that. It is about 8 1/4 by 6 inches. Okay, oh, let me use the larger plates for this one since it is a larger die. Pop that down there. There we go. Now, what I want to do is cut this down slightly in size. So I'm going to peel it up. Take that and measure this so it just gets matched back into the holes. Just take you a second to line these up roughly about like that. Let's just make sure we get the holes lined up. That should work. I'm going to give it a quick tape this way. Turn it over. Wiggle it around a little bit. Tape this side. Just try. It's a little fiddly, but just try to wiggle it around. We're going to cut a tiny bit off. I need it to be just a little bit shorter than it is. Should do the trick, and you'll also get a nice little rectangle piece you can use later on too. Like that. Trim that down. So I've got a smaller piece that I can use on my card. Pop this back over. There we go. Now I've gone ahead and put one on with some mounting foam. I did my stamping and I embossed it with the gold right below there. So we're going to sort of work up from there. So the next thing I want to do is bring in my Madeline die, and I'm just going to use the decorative piece of this without the cutting edge. Pop that right into the center. Make sure it's spaced nicely. And we can bring over our smaller cutting plates now. There we go. We're just going to cut a decorative piece into our card. Okay. Got a few little bits here. Let's pop those out. And one last one right there. Okay, so now I've got a nice little decorative piece we can add on to our gold card. So I'm just going to use a bit of spray glue on the back of this. Pop that into place. That's centered. I just want a little nice edge there, top and bottom. That'll work. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is create another border. I've got one of them done. So bring in our romantic edger, a couple pieces of card. So I want the gold and the white. So these edgers have been designed so that you have a solid piece and then a matching edge for them. So what I'm going to do is cut the solid out of the white. So I'll bring that over and get that all cleaned off. Tape that into place. And then do the matching edge in the gold. There we go. There's a really pretty little fall away piece that you get from this as well. I'll show you. There we go. So here's my edge. You can see you've got a gorgeous little fall away piece you can use for other things. Now these have been designed to stay in place so that if you want to extend them, you can do that. All you need to do is nip the edge, top and bottom, with your scissors. And then you can add that to this piece, which can also be extended. So I've just got a little bit here. There we go. We'll just nip it out of the card. So you can put this piece, glue it, a little bit of spray glue, and line it up on top. I've got one I've already done earlier, and I've just trimmed it along the edge. So I've got a tiny little bit I can put right underneath the edge there. So let's use a piece of tape. Pop that down there. And we'll match this side. Get that nice and straight. There we go. So we have a pretty heart pattern going, and I want to add a little bit of the border top and bottom. The other piece that's in that romantic edger is this thin little die with tiny little hearts. It's so pretty. So you can cut out a border that looks like this. And I've gone ahead and I've just added a piece of that gold card behind it to give it that really pretty look. So I'm going to add those top and bottom with a little bit of glue. Got two of them here. That one, and there it is. Lots of little bits for this card. There we go. Take and add that to the top edge and the bottom edge. So pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and put that onto the card and we'll work up from there. So I've added some mounting foam to the back. Pop that right into place in the middle of that background. I cut down a little bit in size so you can see the pretty piercing around the edge. Now I've used the center of the Madeline, these circles here, to create another piece that we're going to put our number in the middle. Cut the circle out with a piece of mounted sticky adhesive on it. Peel that off. And then I've just cut the center part of this. So I'm going to pop this right into the top of it, line it up, use my piece there. And the letters, or the numbers, I've gone ahead and cut the 5 and I've doubled it, so I've cut 2 of those, and the 0. The way I like to do it is to put these on first, just get them lined up, carefully put them into place where you want them. Get them as straight as you can. There we go. And give them a little push down. Then bring in your copy paper and we'll do all the glittering over the top so you don't have to worry about anything gluing to that. There we go. Try and get that right back in. Okay. So I've got a nice little 50 I can put into the very center of the Madeline die. I'm going to raise that up with a bit of mounting foam. And we're going to finish off the card with some accents. The next thing I've done is cut the Cape Daisy in all the sizes here out of vellum. So you've got a really pretty soft little flower. Tiny bit of glue in the middle of all of these. You can offset them. They layer into each other just perfectly. Get them all lined up. Don't worry about the adhesive showing. It won't show at all when we're finished. Offset this one, give it a little push. Put that top one on. Layer that up. And I've cut a centerpiece just out of the gold card that will hide the glue right there in the middle. And you can add a pearl to that, and you've got some gorgeous flowers just like this. So I'm going to add a couple of these around the bottom of the card. I've tied a messy bow with some white satin ribbon, so we'll pop that into place first. Put that right down into this corner. I'm going to use the largest flower on top of that with a glue dot. There we go, so we can just arrange our bow a little bit. Take the other couple of flowers off this side of the stamped sentiment. Just hide your glue dots right behind the center there. And I've got one more that I've done for the upper corner. Like that. Pop that right into place here. And I just want to highlight that 50 a little bit more. So using the 2 center circles from the Madeline die, I've cut a pretty little frame. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue to the back here. There we go. Finish that up by adding that just around our numbers. How's that? I think anybody would just adore receiving an anniversary card like that. And of course you could change the colors, use whatever number you need to suit your needs, and you have a different anniversary card that's equally as beautiful.